JDF soldier lost his life in early morning home invasion. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV News Report, and we'll be right back with the full details to come. Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. A Jamaica Defense Force soldier was shot and succumbed to injuries on Tuesday morning at his home in the community of Zambia in Central Village, St. Catherine. He has been identified as 26-year-old Kemar Dennis. He was a member of the National Reserve, the police corporate communication unit said in a release. According to information reaching Links 007 TV News is that unknown assailants gained access to Dennis' house around 3 a.m. and opened fire, hitting him multiple times. He was transported to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The police investigation continues and they have not yet established a motive for the latest homicide. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and provide more information to come on this. Continuing the news. Farmer found dead in Betheltown, Westmoreland. Relatives of 51-year-old Leonardo Gray are struggling to come to grips with the gruesome murder of the farmer, whose body was found on Monday, June 13 with stab wounds and gunshot wounds. The farmer, who resides in York Mountain, Betheltown in Westmoreland, is believed to have been killed about 10 p.m. Sunday, June the 12th. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit, the information arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Gray was at a shop in the area when he left for home. Shortly after, loud explosions were heard. The police were summoned and Gray was found on Monday morning lying on the roadway with stab wounds and what appears to be multiple gunshot wounds all over his body. Members of the community are left in shock as they describe him as a hard-working individual. The police have not yet established no motive for this latest homicide. Continuing the news. Popular producer Sharpton taken into custody by the police in relation to 3 murders. Popular music producer Sharpton, given name Linval Thompson Jr., has been taken into custody by the police in a joint anti-gang task force operation in St. Catherine on Friday. The Jamaica Constabulary Force tweeted about the development a short while ago, stating that Thompson has been identified as a person of interest in a triple murder which occurred in Rhodes Heights in St. James on May 25th. On the night in question, 5 people were shot when masked men sprayed them with bullets. One of them died immediately after the shooting and the other 2, a man and a woman, died during the course of the night. Thompson was recently freed of gun charges in April of this year after being arrested in October 2021. According to police report, members of the Special Operations SWAT team searched a vehicle that he and another person were traveling in, and a loaded illegal firearm was found. Both men were subsequently charged and offered bail, which Thompson paid. Thompson has made his name for the local music business industry and is the owner of Shamdan Records. Links 007 TV will track this story and provide you with more information to come on this. Continuing the news. Body of elderly Manchester man found in Golly. The police in Manchester are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of an elderly man whose body was found in Mile Golly district on Thursday night. The deceased has been identified as 61-year-old farmer Ian Williams of Johns Hall in Mile Golly. Williams' body was found in the gully in the community around 10:15 p.m. by a search party hours after he was reported missing. According to the police, no marks of violence were observed on the body. Residents reported that Williams was last seen drinking earlier in the day. It is believed that intoxication may have contributed to his death. Continuing the news. An American man gets 4 years for helping to launder money to Jamaica. An American man has been sentenced to 4 years in prison after he confessed to sending funds to Jamaica, gains from individuals who conned elderly Americans in a lottery scam scheme. Sheldon Sean Hibbert, 43, a resident of Orlando, Florida, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. According to a release on Wednesday from the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Arizona, it disclosed that the Florida native was last week sentenced to 48 months in prison. The court also ordered a forfeiture money judgment against Hibbert, totaling $196,523, and set his restitution hearing for August the 5th. It is reported that Hibbert participated in the scheme, where scammers called elderly victims and falsely stated that they have won the lottery. In order to receive their winnings, the victims were instructed to submit money for taxes and fees. Hibbert's role in the scheme was to help launder the fraudulent proceeds to Jamaica on the behalf of the co-conspirators, the U.S. Attorney's Office said. There was no further information provided on the lottery scamming syndicate or Hibbert's date of arrest. Continuing the news. More details on $22 million robbery in East Kingston. The management of a security company has come out to provide further information about an incident in which guards were held up and robbed of approximately $22 million by gunmen in East Kingston. Police report that a group of guards were traveling through Rollington town when the vehicle reported developed mechanical problems, and while it was being repaired, 4 armed robbers drove up, held up the group members and stole the cash. Sources claim that the guards were traveling in a Probox motor vehicle. The management of the company has, however, declined to comment on the make of the vehicle. We are aware of a robbery involving a beryllium vehicle in Rollington town on Wednesday, June the 8th, 2022. We can confirm that approximately $22 million were stolen from the vehicle, which was undergoing unavoidable emergency repairs at the time, the release stated. Present were a mechanic and 3 beryllium personnel who were armed. To our knowledge, 4 armed robbers were involved in the incident, a representative from the company said to reporters. Officials from the company said that all beryllium vehicles used to transport cash and the accompanied guards meet global security standards. The company management said that 4 armed perpetrators were not engaged by the guards in an effort to prevent gunfire and unnecessary injury or loss of life. According to a release from the Constabulary Corporate Communications Unit, reports are that at around 12:10 p.m., employees were escorting money when their vehicle developed mechanical problems along Jackson Road in the parish. While fixing the vehicle, it is reported that an alleged motor car stopped beside them with 2 armed men alighted from the vehicle, the CCU said in a release. The employees ran in different directions, leaving the armored truck behind. The assailants managed to flee the scene with approximately $22 million. The investigation continues. Continuing the news. Elderly man chopped and succumbed to injuries. Suspect in custody. An elderly man was chopped and succumbed to injuries in Morgan's Bridge on Mint Road, Westmoreland on Monday afternoon. He has been identified as 60-year-old Delbert Stepper Jolly. Reports from the Morgan's Bridge police are that at about 4 p.m., Jolly and another man had a dispute when Jolly brandished a machete. The man managed to disarm him and used the machete to chop him several times. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, Jolly's body was seen at the rear of a premises. He was suffering from chop wounds. He was taken to hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The other man has since been taken into custody by the police. The officer in charge of operation for Westmoreland Police Division, Deputy Superintendent Adrian Hamilton, told reporters that the suspect has not been charged as yet, as the police are still carrying out their investigation. Continuing the news. Police investigating Hanover crash that claimed the life of 3 alleged gunmen. The Hanover police are currently investigating the fatal collision of a car with 3 alleged gunmen on board and a tour bus. The identities of the men are unknown up to the point of this report. The police have stated that they are trying to get the identities of the 3 men and where they are from, stated Superintendent Sharon Biput, the officer in charge of the Hanover Police Division. 1 black and chrome Browning single-action firearm with a magazine containing 39mm cartridges were found in the car by the police. The other weapon is a black chrome barista pistol with a magazine containing 49mm cartridges.
Where fire station there? Can't run to catch a fire anymore, mate.
In there something that like.
We want one more extinguisher, what it?
He's not dead, he's not dead, he's not breathe. Like he have, you know.
fire extinguisher.
Him dead. Driver's dead.
Yo, he carried a blade up, man. Yo, the man.
Him dead?
Dead man.
Him dead, man.
Yeah, it's like I did. I just saw that.
The incident took place on a section of the Northern Coastal Highway in an area called Barbican. Reports from the police are that at around 12:30 p.m. the Nissan Latia motor car with a 3-man aboard was traveling from the direction of St. James towards Lucy. Upon reaching a section of the Northern Coastal Highway in an area called Mosquito Cove, the men realized that the police were conducting a spot check. The driver of the car hastily spun around and lost control of the vehicle and reportedly collided with the highest bus with 5 occupants. The men in the car were pronounced dead at hospital while the driver of the tour bus and 4 passengers were currently receiving treatment. Their condition is not known up to the publication of this report. The superintendent in charge of Hanover also commended the police officers who arrived on the scene and was able to retrieve the weapons. Links below 7 TV will have a comprehensive report to come on this in a later newscast. Thanks for watching.